Hey everyone, my name is Rodney. I'm here with Board Game Geek at GAMA 2020, and I've been joined by Matt from Lay Waste Games, and you brought with you Life Siphon.
I did. It's a game.
I want to know about the theme, honestly, on this one. With a name like that.
So the theme is, for those of you familiar with Lay Waste Games, publisher of Dragoon, would be their most notable title.
Right.
I'm actually a consultant with Lay Waste and just happen to be the one who's here.
Right.
And I did work on Life Siphon, but I am not the designer.
Okay.
Nor do I own the company.
But hopefully you can talk with some confidence about the game.
Yeah,
or we can just make it up, I suppose.
Well, you move these guys, and then like some other guys do some stuff, and
there's a bag.
There's a bag. There's like this thing in the middle.
Sure.
So,
we'll try to do a little better.
So the setting is that in the world of Dragoon, so all the games are linked together in this kind of shared weird universe. This is underground. So Dragoon, the dragons have taken over the surface. Everybody moved underground, and humans accidentally, as humans do, found this big sort of magical box that clearly looks scary and dangerous, but hey, why not open it, right?
Of course they did.
Everyone gets cursed, and you now have to survive, and the only way to get out is by killing your opponent, which is one of your friends and neighbors. You don't actually have to kill everyone. This is a game where there's one loser, and everyone else wins.
All right.
The Life Siphon name specifically is tied to the fact that the primary resource that you're using to summon and do things is your life.
Your own life.
Your own life.
So you're sort of damaging yourself as you're pursuing things. Is this where's a player set up in this area here?
Yeah, so this is a real nightmare.
Yeah. Drawing on the theme.
Did a really complicated job of setting up a game that doesn't actually look this way.
Yeah. But is this, would this be like my player board here?
So this is our player board right here.
Yeah.
And that kind of lays out, it's typical player board stuff. You're not actually tracking anything on here. This is just a player aid.
Yeah.
But it's this big,
I like
beautiful
that.
book.
It's makes it easier to remember. And then we got some other elements here, I guess.
Yeah, there's a bunch of optional stuff in the game. A couple little add-ons, things like that.
Yeah.
This was a Kickstarter, and so there were a bunch of cool ideas. They kind of got to get added in. Some of these little things like of this nature. Well, actually not this one, but like some of these essences, things like that that are more temporary.
Gotcha.
So the production's a little real A+.
So what's a typical turn look like?
So a typical turn here is, you can actually just follow along right here. So basically, you're going to regenerate some life, draw a card if you don't have anybody there, but then you're going to do an attack phase. Your attack phase is if you have minions.
So this board will be populated with some of these different figures.
So this board's going to be populated, and then you're going to attack your neighbor. So you only are attacking the person to your left.
And you're talking about player neighbor, not
player
on the
neighbor,
board.
yeah.
Okay,
well, it is also on the board, right?
Yeah.
So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I would attack you. If we're
Gotcha.
playing like less players, it loops or whatever.
Right.
And then in my main phase, I'm just going to be summoning and moving guys. There are 3 base enemies. So on my turn, I'm going to start out summoning people, and then they're going to come into this summon area. Then we're going to start moving them forward.
Right.
And then eventually reach this battleground where that's where you can actually.
So the fighting happens here.
Fighting happens here.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it is actually it's very thematic, but it is also sort of an abstract strategy feel.
Right.
In that you are doing all this very flavorful stuff, but at the end of the day, you are planning ahead a couple turns because you're summoning here and you're looking what other people are summoning and trying to look at the strengths and weaknesses based on, they're summoning a lot of imps, so therefore it's smart for me to maybe go this way, or I need to keep up with them and do a bunch of imps as well. So strategically, you're really looking at your neighbors. It has this really delayed action response.
You're playing ahead, kind of, right?
Yeah, exactly, because the nature of it is it's not until a couple turns later that these are actually doing the thing.
So will these automatically march forward?
No, they do not.
Too?
Well, you can always move, basically, one space. But you can't fill more than these spaces.
Right, okay.
So you can kind of get jammed up, but you can also, if you have people in this river, for each person you have in the river, you're going to regenerate 1 life at the start of your turn.
I see some cards, too. I was just kind of curious because I want to see the
so
artwork.
There's a bunch of cards.
Yeah.
The art is great. Nick Nazzaro did all the art. He does all this stuff for Lay Waste. He also does art for other games. Has a very exciting couple posters for the BGG alternative art posters.
Yeah,
You've seen some of those.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It looks awesome.
Yeah, and so the cards you have slow cast, which you cast during your turn, and then you have instants, I can do extra damage or, stuff like that. Then in terms of additional content, there are additional characters that can come into the mix, different character types that there's, everyone has a rat, but you only have 1 rat.
Okay.
you only have.
I see a penguin here.
There is a penguin. The penguin is actually the most important piece in the game.
Okay, of course it is.
Of course it is. Because of that, it has 0 rules.
Yeah.
And just game in the box. Most important piece, by far. Penguin.
And a hand,
Keep your
a
eyes
fire.
Yeah, you just
Okay,
got fire.
sure.
It's great. This also too, we didn't bring one, but this is also available in all metal.
Oh wow!
For those of you
I remember
familiar
that from
with
Dragoon
Lay Waste,
too, right? Didn't it also have some metal components?
Exactly. So Lay Waste, all of this wood could be metal.
Okay.
So Dragoon, if you're familiar with it, there's the metal edition, which is
Yep.
all metal pieces. So this also comes in a pure metal edition, which we didn't bring because it weighs 400 pounds.
Sure.
And,
The shipping alone there.
Yeah, exactly.
So is this something that's available now or coming soon, or what's the plan
So
there?
it is on the boat right now, or actually it's on the it's done and sort of here.
Right.
You can pre-order it now on the Lay Waste website. It should be shipping, in the next few weeks.
Yeah, okay.
Something like that. It's here basically.
Okay, excellent. Well, that's something to keep an eye out for. And how long does it take to play, would you say?
It's about a half hour.
Half hour?
A little more with more players. But especially once you know it,
Yeah, then it's a little
we were really
speedier.
kicking out. Yeah, we were kicking out games in 20 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, you think of it in a similar space as, because it is sort of this abstract strategy.
Yeah.
In that typical play space.
Okay,
It's not this
perfect.
4-hour epic or anything.
Okay, Matt. Well, thank you for giving us an overview of Life Siphon. I hope you enjoyed checking that out, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Perfect.